This is the Guy News for August 27, 2026. Breaking stories, fresh updates, and major developments. I'm your host. Let's get right to it. We open with a dramatic shift in the international ambitions of Jennings Land. Moving away from border disputes, King Mark Jennings announced at 10 a.m. today the official formation of the Jennings Land Space Agency. Standing in his driveway wearing a vintage motorcycle helmet and holding a garden hose, King Mark outlined his plans to reach low Earth orbit using a backyard trampoline and a collection of heavy-duty bungee cords. At 1 p.m., the first test flight was launched. Test pilot and chief engineer, who is also Mark, executed a three-step running start, bounced 2.5 meters into the air, and successfully deployed a plastic grocery bag as a makeshift parachute. While the mission failed to breach the upper atmosphere, King Mark declared the launch an overwhelming success, noting that he safely landed back on the grass without twisting an ankle. Neighboring residents expressed relief that the space program remains grounded, while county officials confirmed that trampoline bounces do not currently violate municipal airspace regulations. Turning to major real-world news today, heavy downpours battered Hong Kong early this morning, triggering an official red rainstorm warning signal across the region. The Hong Kong Observatory raised the red rainstorm alert after torrential rainfall exceeded 50 mm per hour, leading to localized flooding, slippery roads, and severe morning commute disruptions. In response to the dangerous conditions, the Education Bureau took swift action, officially announcing the cancellation of all classes for students across the territory. Initially, news of the weather day sent a wave of excitement through households. Thousands of students jumped out of bed, immediately booted up their video game consoles, and logged into live streams to celebrate an unexpected break. However, the celebration was cut short around 8 a.m. when schools issued emergency notifications instructing students to log into Google Meet for mandatory online learning. Reports indicate widespread disappointment swept through student group chats as gaming sessions were abruptly replaced by video lectures on English and science. Ransport officials urge all residents to monitor weather updates and stay safe when traveling indoors or out. We turn now to our continuing coverage of the Great Flying Toad incident. While scientists expected the remaining airborne amphibians to drift toward the City Park Pond today, a sudden gust of wind at 11 a.m. redirected a cluster of nearly 200 floating toads directly toward Oak Ridge High School. The stray flock drifted low over the football field just as the senior class outdoor graduation ceremony was getting underway. Principal Davis was in the middle of delivering his commencement address when 30 toads hovered smoothly over the podium, landing directly on the guest speakers' microphones. Rather than panicking, the graduating seniors erupted into cheers as several flying toads gracefully glided over the stage, landing softly on top of graduation caps 2 meters above the ground. Stay with us after a quick break, we'll bring you the chaotic conclusion of the commencement address. But first, this broadcast is brought to you by Pocket Fork. Why carry a spoon when you can carry a fork that fits in your coin pocket? Welcome back to the Guy News. We continue our coverage of the Flying Toad graduation crash. By 11:30 a.m., the high school valedictorian accepted her diploma while carefully balancing a floating toad on her left shoulder. School administrators quickly adapted, handing out many diplomas to 3 separate toads that had drifted onto the stage steps. Rangers from the Wildlife Bureau arrived shortly after with padded nets, helping guide the remaining airborne amphibians off the football field and back toward their intended migration corridor 500 meters down the road. By 2 p.m., the ceremony concluded with what students are calling the most memorable graduation in school history. Scientists confirm that as the anti-gravity gel completely wears off tonight, these academically decorated toads will remain grounded for good. We turn now to an exclusive investigative report on late-night kitchen operations. At 1:15 a.m. today, local guy Kevin Vance attempted to open a foil bag of potato chips in a completely silent house while his entire family was asleep. Despite Kevin moving his hands at a painstaking rate of 1 millimeter per minute, field measurements confirm the plastic crinkled at a deafening 90 decibels. The noise woke up two neighbors, set off a car alarm down the street, and caused the family dog to bark uncontrollably. Analysts conclude that bag opening noise scales exponentially in a quiet room, recommending that all late-night snackers pre-cut their chip bags during daylight hours. Finally tonight, we check in on our chosen family of the year, the Huff-Leston Huffles. Moving past yesterday's backyard pond drama, the royal siblings took their rivalry inside to the kitchen countertop at 2 p.m. today for an impromptu culinary battle. Older brother Huffle the pig, donning his red cloak and golden crown, took command of the cutting board, declaring himself master chef of the household. Huffle attempted to construct a 10-centimeter tall sandwich consisting entirely of cheddar cheese, sliced apples, and a single lettuce leaf. However, younger brother Huffles the Frog King in his purple robe interrupted the process by hopping onto the toaster and claiming sole ownership of all bread products in the pantry. Younger sister Huff-Leston, the turtle wearing her razor-sharp designer sunglasses, slowly crawled onto the kitchen rug at 3 p.m., knocked over a plastic cup, and sat directly in front of the refrigerator door, effectively locking both brothers out of the ingredients. Meanwhile, penguin parents Huff and Huff stood side by side in front of the open dishwasher for 3 straight hours, staring at a shiny metal spoon in absolute silence. And that is the news for today. I'm your announcer, reminding you to open your snacks carefully, support backyard space programs, and stay safe in the rain. Good night.